we have learned a lot. And even Supreme Court said that ICI is taking one of the toughest exam, and people should learn how to take exam from that. And even ICI course is considered one of the toughest course. But Board of Studies have considered that let's take feedback from the experts, what improvement, what new we can bring to the course. For this, all the members, young and dynamic chairman of the branch, senior Agrawal sir, to please welcome all the members. Have a big round of applause for senior Agrawal.
Answer sir, Vice Chairman Board of Studies, Pushpam Mandirwal sir, Secretary of the branch, Sandeep Chaudhary, Past Chairman and Legal Council Member Sri Vishnu Shah, Vice Chairman Ahmedabad branch, Nikesh Shah, Team Gandhinagar branch, Sajra Parmar, Aishwarya Joshi, seniors in the professions and my dear friends. It is an utmost pride and privilege to stand before you today to this unique program organized by the Board of Studies Academics. At the outset, I would like to thank Board of Studies for bestowing this a wonderful initiative conference to the Ahmedabad branch. Thank you so much, Hansraj sir, for Ahmedabad branch hosted again a second important program of in association with IAEGS, a gold standard board. This is again a unique and a professional opportunity for the young chartered accountants, wherein the institute has entered into an MOU with IAGS and to ensure that a newer and a wider scope of area for the profession is being explored and thrown to the members for the betterment. And what I have been told and learned from the session I have attended today, that the opportunities that lies in this application center is way more than what bank audit exposure will be there. So again, kudos to the institute for thinking proactively for the members and exploring a new areas of avenues for the members. With this, I would like to welcome all of you, dignitaries and the rich members to the all August gathering. Thank you so much. Your rich experience and expertise in your related profession will surely help the members and the students and help the institute to grow to the new heights. Thank you.
Important committee chairman, I request Pushpam sir to please guide all members. Have a big round of applause.
Integrate real world case, scenario based learning and the emerging technology into study ecosystem, strengthen our educational tools including study materials, casebook, online modules to make them more interactive, relevant and application based. So we are coming with the application based. We don't want our student to memorize and बोलते हैं खोखने के लिए नहीं है, लेकिन हम ऐसा केस बेस्ड स्टडी है कि वो हाउ दे कैन एप्लीकेशन ऑफ माइंड वो उसको कैसे एप्लीकेबल करें. Encourage collaboration between the academia and the profession to ensure continuous improvement in the quality of our education. At the Board of Studies, we have been taking forward several transformational initiatives from the introduction of skill-based technology, business model, governance, or an expectation of a stakeholder. These changes have a direct bearing on the role of chartered accountant, who are now expected to be not only financial expert but also a strategic advisor, ethical leader, or a catalyst for the sustainable growth. I extend my sincere gratitude to all distinguished academicians, professionals, and experts who joined in this evening. Your presence and participation reaffirms that our shared commitment to academic excellence and professional integrity. I look forward to engaging an insightful exchange of the idea today. I am confident that the deliberation from this meet will go long way in shaping and future of roadmap of the Board of Studies. So friends, I welcome all of you. We need your feedback, we need your suggestion. Your suggestion will be taken to the council. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Pushpam sir. Now it's time to listen to a person who is a distinguished Standard Council member of ICI and a highly respected leader in the accounting and auditing profession. With decades of experience, he has played a pivotal role in shaping professional standards, strengthening industry frameworks, and guiding thousands of chartered accountants through visionary initiatives. Known for his deep technical expertise, proactive reforms, and unwavering commitment to the profession, CA Hansraj sir continues to be an inspiring force in the growth and global growth of the ICI, and also a chairman of the Board of Studies with this unique initiative. A big round of applause for sir.
Friends, it's a proud privilege for me to be amongst you all. from the different sphere of the life. Some those who have served to the profession, some from the corporate world, some from the academia, some from the different background. The idea, once it came to our mind, कि अहमदाबाद का जो कनेक्ट हमारे वाइस चेयरमैन ऑफ दी इस बोर्ड ऑफ स्टडी एकेडमिक ने लिया, हमारे पास्ट प्रेसिडेंट ऑनरेबल सुनील तलाती जी जो हमारे बीच में हैं, डायस पे हैं, वाइस चेयर. एंड बिलीव मी, we not limiting to the metro city or the city like Ahmedabad, but we visited the northeast, the end of the India also, where the different world is being looked at. We visited the Srinagar, Kashmir and the Jammu also. We met many principals all across the country. Really having some command on the economic side, but reaching to the rural sectors also we did that kind of programs. And one of the program which was being written on the Asia Book of Record also. So those kind of the initiative were being taken during that time also. And this year also, believe me, so many initiatives by my vice chairman like mentor-mentee program. And we analyzed the result very recently announced by the ICI. That is the kind of the effectiveness of the some of the initiative this year is being undertaken with under the able command and able understanding of our vice chairman also Purushottam Khandelwal ji, who hails from this city. The branches are the backbone from any initiative by the ICI, whether it is for the members or for the students. If it is being brought into that stage, so then ultimately the objective is being met with. हमारे मित्र साथी जो हमारे पास्ट काउंसिल मेंबर, मुझे तो उम्मीद थी कि शायद आएंगे नहीं आएंगे. मैंने भाई जैसे बातचीत हुई तो पुरुषोत्तम भाई ने बताया कि मैं कम, तो भाई इट वाज मतलब आई वाज नॉट अवेयर ऑफ कि यू विल बी जॉइनिंग अस, बट थैंक्स टू यू कि यू आर हियर विद अस, so that naturally you find many things which from wherever you learn with and one is there, तो you feel motivated. हमारे बहुत सारे मित्र जैसे रीजनल काउंसिल मेंबर से बिशन भाई हैं, हमारे जो ब्रांच की टीम है या और जो साथी लोग जो, मैं आपको इतना ही बताना चाहता हूँ, आज का जो ये प्रोग्राम है ये पर्पसफुली है, एक ऑब्जेक्टिव है इसके ऊपर, इसको एक बड़े ही गहराइयों से जो है आप सोचेंगे तो इसका इम्पैक्ट जनरेशंस तक जाएगा. We have already shared one Google form also to each one of you, maybe physically also available here. Go through it, wherever you find anything, any changes required, anything which you feel like which needs to be taken care. हम उसको नोट कर रहे हैं और मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूँगा सभी से कि आपका पार्टिसिपेशन इंटरेक्शन वो जरूर हो. एक भी इंफॉर्मेशन, एक भी ऐसा आइडिया जो फ्यूचर जनरेशन के लिए या करंट एकेडमिक सिस्टम के लिए जरूरी है, चाहे टेक्नोलॉजी से रिलेटेड हो, चाहे ट्रेनिंग से रिलेटेड हो, चाहे करिकुलम से रिलेटेड हो.
Ahmedabad, he has played a transformative role in strengthening audit quality, professional ethics, and global visibility of ICI. Over the years, Rati sir has held several prestigious positions, including Chairman of the Service Export Promotion Council.
Public domain. A lot of people still get carried away by misinformation campaigns. And when you as chartered accountants institution run a financial literacy and tax literacy campaign, it certainly has a lot of credibility.
Unite with humanity to shape a prosperous India. Together, we forge a developed India that inspires the world. ICAI है निरंतर प्रयास कर अपने लक्ष्य की ओर बनाना है विकसित भारत, थामे सशक्त विश्वास की डोर.
Great journeys are never walked alone. This CAK, ICI and the Board of Studies Academic, launches a historic mentorship program called as CA Summit, connecting aspiring chartered accountants with experienced members of the profession. To our students, whether you're struggling with a subject, looking for guidance, or just need someone to believe in you, your mentor will be there. And to our respected members, this is your moment to give back, to shape the next generation of chartered accountants, to inspire. Join the ICI mentorship program
the prestigious title that is built on expertise, integrity, and your dedication that needs the right support at every step. Board of Studies, Academic of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, your success partner in chartered accountancy, stands beside you, empowering you and enriching your career.
ICI is there to support you with all types of study material, live classes, articles and expert videos. Please, you have so many inspirations. मंजिल उन्हीं को मिलती है जिनके सपनों में जान होती है। पंखों से कुछ नहीं होता, सपनों से उड़ाता है।
You can access ICAI academic resources primarily through BOS Knowledge Portal and ICAI BOS mobile app using your student registration number and date of birth. Register with ICAI. Your academic support framework includes value-added study material and publications, enriched with diagrams, flowcharts, real-life scenarios, and gamified elements. It makes learning clear, practical, and engaging. Learn from top experienced faculty through live virtual classes and no cost. You can access these recorded lectures anytime. Saransh, last mile referencer. A concise handbook becomes your quick revision companion before exams. Prepare smartly with mock test papers, revision test papers, and past suggested answers. Sharpen your exam game with our MCQ practice dashboard. We are more than an academic body. We are your motivators and mentors. Get paper-wise guidance and strategies from the Faculty of Board of Studies Academic under Success at CA exam sessions. An interactive platform titled Charcha Kavishay. CA Pariksha is organized to address your queries and motivate you before exams. Stay informed and empowered with our theme-based monthly student journey. Building strong foundations. You're offered open coaching classes and induction programs for foundation students. You're also provided a special session on final paper 6, integrated business solutions every Friday evening, all focused on mastering IBS, innovative learning platforms. Learn anytime, anywhere with ICAI's digital learning campus, featuring self-paced online modules, SPOM, with progress tracking, structured learning, and flexible testing aligned with the new scheme. Strengthen your application and analytical skills with specially designed model test paper booklets and case scenario booklets. MOUs are done towards academic collaborations. We have partnered with leading universities across India to enhance commerce education. Through faculty development programs, educators are also empowered to strengthen the academic ecosystem.
Board of Study is quite sincere. It is sensitive towards journey of each and every student who is sitting in the far-flung areas or the metro cities. Everyone is equal for the Board of Study.
And Board of Studies Academic, we believe in nurturing excellence. Let's learn, grow, and achieve together.
Now I request respected Pastor ICI Student Register to please guide on. Sir, big round of applause for Student Register.
Your friends will agree, lamba tha but acha tha. It was too long, but you all will agree that we feel really proud to be a chartered accountant of ICAI. The respect we carry among not only the politicians but even the administrators, be it Ministry of Corporate Affairs, be it Ministry of Finance, or be it the Office of PM. We are as of now carrying greatest respect as an Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. That is one of the reasons PMO office is taking initiative that Indian firms should grow big, and now there should be big 4 Indian firms instead of big 4 firms from abroad. With this, let me tell you friends, let this not be a meeting of lectures and you being spectators or listeners. Let it be absolute informal, interactive meeting. We don't want any formality. Gujarati mein bolo, Hindi mein bolo, English mein bolo, but bolo. That is my first preference. Second important point which I want to tell you is why this initiative. Recently the Institute has revised the syllabus. Correct, as you all know, it's meeting every 10 years, now they are revising every 5 years. Suggestions were invited. Instead of 2 exams in a year, now there are 3 exams. there are suggestions, still there are complaints, still there are grievances. And we want to hear them because there are scope of improvement. And why I am saying so? When I was president in 2007, total number of chartered accountants are 145,000. 145,000. Today, 5 lakh. 1949 to 2000, 8 lakh. 2007 to 2025, 3.5 lakh. You can imagine the rush, the desire, or the interest of the students to become chartered. And now, exams every 3 years, every 3 months. 3 times in a year. 7,000 chartered accountant passing in every exam. 20 to 25,000 CS coming every year. Now, do we want quantity per se, or do we want extraordinary quality? We have been telling since years that ICI course is the best, toughest, and we are the world best. And you all will agree that anyone who has passed ICI exam can easily pass CPA, can easily pass exam of Australia. But what is most important for us is our value in international standard and in international eyes of acceptance. If you go to Middle East, Dubai, I am saying this with most respect to my institute, but accepting the fact that in Middle East, they pay more respect to ACCA rather than a CA from ICA. Why? That is the question and answer I want from you. I don't want to give you the answer. And why I am saying so, why ACCA is becoming so active since last 1 year. I know council members may not tell because I have my inner source. I am not saying this from the council source. ACCA is desperately trying to come to India. They are trying to convince ministry that why only one institute and monopoly by ACI to COP. We will have ACCA exams in India and let Ministry of Corporate Affairs issue certificate of practice. These are the challenges. These are the acceptance or expectations by various stakeholders. And particularly when the foreign funds is coming in such a big way, all foreign people want to say, yes, we should have a British chartered accountant. Why only Indian? And therefore, this initiative by the Board of Studies. I must compliment Chairman and Vice Chairman of EOS that in spite of recent revision in syllabus and in system, they are now working on it and asking ideas that our CA, ICIC should be the best in the world. So I want your suggestions right from the syllabus in foundation and the strictness of the result in foundation. You all have seen that yes now, results of foundation is strict, exams are tougher, and therefore entry has become difficult, which was easier earlier. Intermediate exam and final exams. The gap which has been kept, the article period of 2 years, and the option given in article 20, including, though it is not the domain of the US, but US need to know what kind of training should be given to the articles when they are doing this 2-year contribution. So friends, I am not giving my suggestions now, I am humbly requesting you. There are academicians here who are well versed with what students are now telling with regard to when they attend your classes or lectures, whether they are satisfied with the syllabus, whether the exam should be on computers instead of writing by hand even now, when world over the exams are taken on computers. But you will still agree that a 2-page detailed sentimental letter by email is not that important as compared to when 2-line words given to you or sent to you by handwritten. So handwriting has still its importance. But do we go by sentiments or do we go by what the world is expecting? So these are some of the points I am throwing before you friends. I would request Vice Chairman or some of you can decide who will start first. They can start first, let the right person from the right end. Or someone, the result will come definitely. So I thought instead of left, let me start from right. So let us start from right. And whatever you feel, you don't hesitate to criticize. Your voice and your name is not being recorded. So do not worry. Whatever you feel about existing exam system syllabus in how we produce one-based chartered That's the agenda of today.
As a branch member, I am not speaking anything, I am just coordinating the stuff. Yes, sir, please. Come on.
Good evening, everyone. Sir, you mentioned that the foundation results are difficult, strict. Slightly have a different viewpoint. That because they are being strict and difficult, the other institutes are catching our students when they face each. So can't we think over of making it slightly easier so that they enter into the profession, and during the inter or final, I think they can be grilled more rather than being grilled at the earlier level. Thank you.
Any changes you would like to suggest? Syllabus in
Changes are even the school curriculum are including the technology part at a very early level. So advisable will be we should have a judicious mix of, as you mentioned, the pen paper and the technology right from the foundation part rather than only utilizing it in the final part. That can also be a way out.
So we have requested government to take paper school to 6th standard. And I said we went to their activities. So now eventually the percentage is from 11th, 6th standard.
Thank you.
Yes, I just request that just share your names because few are young.
Hello, I am C. Adam Dalal. I have also achieved all India second rank back in 2018. Two things that I want to put focus on. First is with regards to inter-CA, and in that paper number 2 law, paper number 3 taxation that contains PTI. So as you rightly mentioned, in some countries ACCA are being more focused. In our country also, when we talk about MBAs. So why some industries are still putting more focus on MBAs? Because they are very good at execution, though not good at memory power. So what our syllabus as of now is drafted accordingly. Law में जिस तरीके से नए circular आ रहे हैं, notification आ रहे हैं, so far as DTIT is concerned, 50 मार्क का हमारा syllabus है और उसमें ढेर सारी चीजें हैं स्टूडेंट को याद रखने के लिए. Mugging up is very important. So what I want to recommend is, if we can make open book examination for law taxation and in CA final paper number 4, paper number 5, that is DTIT, open book exam. But let's not dilute the quality of the paper. Let's make it even more difficult by having the analytical questions. Where though the open book examination is there, but student can give the answer only if he has a detailed knowledge of that section and not just mugging up the section numbers, mugging up the limits and all. Sir, बहुत सारे students मेरे ध्यान में ऐसे आते हैं, those who are having exceptionally brilliant analytical skills, interpretation बहुत अच्छा है उन लोगों का, but they could not clear CA in their examination just because उन्हें limits याद नहीं रहती, greater than less than equal to जैसे symbols याद नहीं रहते. So I want to recommend to have this open book examination for this kind of analytical subjects. And sir, second small suggestion for CA foundation, that we have a subject QA. Mathematics is very good that we have because it requires so much brainstorming. But sir, derivative integrations के कुछ ऐसे detailed topics हैं जो basically commerce में पढ़ाए ही नहीं जाते in many of the states of India. And then when we have it in the foundation level, it becomes really difficult for a commerce student to just crack the solutions, crack the answers for that. And because of QA, we are stopped at foundation level. So I want कि अगर एक recommendation है कि अगर इन कुछ topics को हम लोग यहाँ से remove कर सकें. So there are 2 suggestions from my side. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Answer this open book examination. We are facing one serious problem at open book examination. People is coming with this suitcase. What books they have to read, and they are disturbing to other people also, those who are sitting in the bench. Then the council is seriously thinking how to reduce the book take brings to the. So we are actually planning because we have already started open book examination. It's a serious trolley लेके आता है क्या? You give me suggestions on that one also. कि open book examination लेके आया फिर क्या लेके आया? ऐसा कुछ बताओ जिसको बाजू वाले को डिस्टर्ब भी नहीं हो और उसका काम भी नहीं.
કંપની લોનું અને લોને લગતા વિષયનું સેલ્ફ બેઝ મોડેલ પર લઈ ગયા છે. એને બદલે એને જો ફિઝિકલ જે અત્યારે નોર્મલ મેથડ પર કરીએ એ બહુ સરળ કે જ્યારે બી અમે ડિપાર્ટમેન્ટમાં જઈએ છીએ ત્યારે એ લોકો બહુ ખરાબ રીતે કે તમને લોકોને આવડતું જ નથી. ભલે આપણે ફિગર્સ તેનામાં સાચા છે.
Sorry for the interruption. If you have Hindi or English, Ansar sir is here.
और ठीक है सर. तो लॉ के अंदर हमारा बेसिक कंपनी लॉ है, फिर इंटरप्रिटेशन लॉ, देन लॉ के जो फंडामेंटल कंसेप्ट है जैसे कि वायोलेशन इसको जस्टिस क्या है, नॉन स्पीकिंग ऑर्डर, ये सब चीजें बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है. डिपार्टमेंट में जब लिटिगेशन में जाते हैं फिर आगे केस जाते हैं बहुत बिगड़ जाते हैं और हमारा सीए प्रोफेशन करना प्रॉब्लम होता है. नंबर 2 ये जो हमने आईटी का चीज कंप्लीट 3 साल से 2 साल के उसके लिए मेरा एक बहुत विजन है कि जनरली लड़के तीसरे साल में आते हैं तो वो कुछ ग्रास्प करने लग के कैपेसिटी में आते हैं. उसी दौरान उसकी अगर आइडेंटिटी खत्म हो जाए तो वो एक मैच्योरिटी लेवल पर नहीं पहुंच सकता. सीए के अंदर जनरली एनालिटिकल पावर होना चाहिए, समझ शक्ति होनी चाहिए. वो सेकेंड ईयर कंप्लीट होगा तो वो नहीं समझ सकेगा, आगे जाएगा तो ऑन्टरप्रेन्योर ट्रेड पर स्किल हमारी बहुत गलत जाएगी. सेकंड थिंग, even they clear the certificate examination from third year only. बहुत बार उनको बहुत सी समझ नहीं होती तो आफ्टर कंप्लीशन ऑफ थर्ड ईयर उनको सीओपी भी देना ये थोड़ा जो भी है. बिकॉज बैंक में भी हम जब जाते हैं तो बैलेंस शीट किस तरह से आती है और हम बॉर्डर क्या जाकर स्टॉप रेट करते हैं तो बहुत सी कॉन्ट्रैक्टर चीजें मिलती है. सो मैं ये कहूँगा कि आफ्टर बिकमिंग ए सीए मिनिमम 1 or 2 years post qualification training with stipend, good stipend. इससे जो विकसित भारत के लिए बड़ी फॉर्म करके उसके लिए सब आदमी हो यही से मिलेंगे वो हमारे साथ ट्रेन हो जाएगा तो वी कैन इंडर टीम एज अ पार्टनर ऑल्सो क्योंकि वो हमारे मेथड से ट्यून हो जाएगा और उसको हमारी इंटेग्रिटी सब आपके साथ कोई आदमी बनता जाएगा तो उसको पता है कि आप कमिश्नर के साथ कैसे बात करते हैं. अगर उसको ग्रूमिंग नहीं है तो वो नहीं प्रेफरेंस कर सकते.
Thank you. Just 2-3 suggestions quickly. One, I'm Kelvin Patel, Managing Partner, RS Patel and Company. What we are missing right now is a super specialization. If we compare ourselves with either advocates or medical professional, there is so micro specialization. But whereas we are, chartered accountant as a practicing CSE class 29 years, I feel we are like MBBS. So some specialized course, except whatever certification course institute is organizing, we should have super specialization if somebody wants valuation or somebody wants search matters. Or for that matter, internal audit and statutory audit also needs to be separated out. Because that's the need of an art. Today, you have a palm specialist or a finger specialist. So if we have to compete with, other professions as Sunil Bhai mentioned, ACCA, then we need to, see that part. Secondly, I think what we are missing is problem solving skills. So as a chartered accountant, we are very good at, studying the subject. But when it comes to problem solving, that's an area where we need, much more improvisation. Third, technology. We are speaking a lot about technology. But today, આપણે ગુજરાતીમાં કહેવાય છે પાટકીમાં કાપી દે. Sorry, I am a little candid and, speaking certain things which may not be appreciated by the council members but it's our mother institute. Sir, ISA 2002, I was the first batch of ISA. But today we are comparing ourselves with the technology guys, we are nowhere. I am sitting on the board of various companies or banks. They are not preferring, ISA as a technology, qualifications. So if we can, introduce few courses which are, really technologies, then we can compete with, technology guys. And lastly, our core is our profession. So technology should be enabler. But right now the way things are moving, we feel that if we are in technology space, then only we can succeed as chartered accountant. It should be vice versa. So let's focus on our core, and maybe articleship is the last which I would like to touch. A lot of articles are
2-month or a 3-month program for each firm, to give them a overall perspective. Today all article students are saying man badhu shikhu. But when is industry demanding that? If answer to that is no, then let them have 3 months overall orientation from each firm, and then followed by a specialized courses for articles. And I have seen in our firm where they are giving after 3 months of super specialization, and when they are at the last year, they are equivalent for more than a chartered. So if we can really look at it, I think institute can mandate practicing chartered. I think these are the few suggestions. And lastly, punctuality. This is something which has been missing out. Today we are showcasing a lot of stuff, but unfortunately this brainstorming has started after 1.5 hours of the time. So if we introspect and if we inculcate those training, those skills to our articles, to our profession, I think we can excel much better, because today's government, today's corporate, they do expect the punctuality, the value of the time. And I feel that we have a lot of potential. Our institute has been doing fantastically well, and we should be all the best. Thank you.
Good evening, Namaskar. I am CA SK Sarma, practice since last 39 years. See, what I see from practical experience of 39 years, most of our chartered account pass are using the cramming techniques by theory in the examination. Our examination system requires the cramming techniques to pass through the. They are lacking the practical skills. They are lacking the, in particular, drafting, communication and advocacy skill, which is must for the chartered accountant. Landscape of the practice changes are more than 10 years. Chartered accountant has to evolve not every year, but every day he has to evolve the profession to keep pace with the changing times. Not only technology, but he has to assimilate so many things. And RTI Act is very, very small act. That should be integral part of the curriculum. Understand the significance of the RTI Act. It is not revenue generating law of the chartered accountants. It is not revenue generating, but to integrate into the practice of other laws, that will be very useful to you. That can be very useful. Even chartered accountants are, even advocates across the world are using the RTI Act. Recently, law firm in the USA filed the petition before the federal authorities seeking the information about the 12th June aviation plane crash of Air India, about all the technical aspects to support their case, still in case, to seek the information from the Boeing. So here also several High Court advocates are filing RTI application, because the RTI Act is the only act which overrides all other laws, all central other laws. That is the only act which passes the accountability and transparency and acts against the corruption. That is not revenue generated, but that will extend your practice and that will sharpen your skills. See, in the income tax practice, in the GST practice, in the practice of any commercial law, you cannot seek the information. But by using the so we need to enhance the education, advocacy and communications, that's all. It should not be theoretical, it should be practical oriented. Thank you, sir.
Anybody from this? Take us as a whole of
I am Brainstorming, practicing chartered accountant. As Purushottam said, when the people are in open book exam, we have a problem with people are done, the students are doing a lot of books. I think the objective base should be increased. Right now we have, I think, 70-30 portion, right? That 70-30 portion should be increased to just reverse the case, or 50-50. So if we increase that objective based examination, that will help the students as well as to the student, and rather than remembering the facts of the book, they can definitely apply their mind to the facts.
Vishweshwar. Today there is a number of subjects and number of laws we teach in the CA examination. But the coordination between the account and every law, that is more important. Simulation type question of every law incorporated with that question are not necessary.
Thank you, Sandeep sir.
I am CS Sandeep. I am an academic. Now, the most important thing, what I feel, what we capture from CA examinations, that is academic caliber of the students. But what other skills students having, that not been captured anywhere in the profile of the structure. Because when a company coming for the campus interview, they want to see, because at the time of interview, they have only 5 to 10 minutes, but we need to capture time to time. In the article say, whatever we can capture the skill set of problem solving, critical thinking, whatever skill set, we need to check it out time to time, what skill set they are having, and that should be count on the merit aspect, because many students is so far better on the communications and other skills, but they are lacking on the mother of the situation. So because of that, they are lacking. So we need the overall record. Number 2, always I feel that there is 3 steps: input, process, and output. So when we want the better output, okay, we have a very strong process. I always appreciate it. What process we have, that is the best one. But still, input is very important. How we make our course more and more attractive. We are giving the scholarship to attract the needy students and all these things. But still, my point is different. We are not chasing the needy students. We are helping the needy students. Our point is very clear. We need to attract the scholar students. The people think about commerce career, they must have a first choice, chartered accountants. Because today I see, before 10 years back, people having the choice, and today they have the choice because they have a lot of exposure and foreign course options available. So how we make our CA course most attractive within the scholar students, that is a very core point, because we are doing the branding process and all these things. But still, these things we need to be focused, because our branding will be in such a manner. Even in few time before we use some brand sector also to promote the things, we need to make more and more efforts to create that awareness that we are the best, and we obviously best, but still whatever lacking are there, we need to improve on that. Okay? And always I feel that way. Whatever successful chartered accountant I see in my career, they are always better, not in academic, better in other skill. So I think that we need to capture somewhere in the data sheet, so that will help to the grow further. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Parimar Shah, Vice Chairman of the branch. See, when you are given the opportunity to say something, first let me say something. See, council members are doing excellent. Nobody has time to see anything, including students and members. See, we know the proverb, you can take the horse to the river, but you cannot take it on the tree. As we know, the 2 brothers from the same mother, altogether performance is different. Of course, we are doing very well and still we require some more suggestions, but otherwise, there is an excellent work for the board of studies or for the members. The institute is doing fantastic. Ultimately, people tell us how we people. Correct? So for that, Ketu already told, let us see, there are some valuation, insurance, and DISHA. They are after that. If something like that, let us make the specialization to the study itself. So that at least we have got the experts. Like otherwise, excellent everything.
Thank you so much, sir. It's Niren Reddy, sir. Vice Chairman.
I'm Niren Reddy, Vice Chairman. Today, I feel, see, I've been practicing since last 50 years. But the present students which come to the office, the entire approach is result oriented. They want a degree certificate. But somewhere down the line, we have lost that analytical skill to the students. Because the entire approach is result oriented. There is a wide gap between the
and the practical aspect. See, once when we are thinking of building up the future ready chartered accountants, they should be capable of entering the commercial world and face it very gracefully and successfully. But today's students who are fresh chartered accountants who come to the office, I'm sorry to say that their skill, the skill set is so poor that sometimes I think of our good old days when we used to have 3 years of articleship or 4 years of articleship. So the kind of practical training we used to have, that kind of niche has lost its today's lives. What I personally feel that 2 years of articleship is a very less time. Because what you learn from your articleship and the practical things which you face during your articleship, the fresh chartered account takes at least 5 years to be able to serve the community, to be able to serve the business world. And therefore there is a wide, everybody knows that there is an expectation gap. And producing more chartered accountants is not important. What is more important is the quality of chartered accountants. So I think the fundamental thing starts from a student's life is the architecture. So it should not be result oriented, but it should be, you should have all practical skill set once you become a chartered accountant. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Point well taken.
Yeah, myself, R.D. Chaudhary, practicing chartered accountant. हम लोग जो प्रैक्टिस करते हैं, बेसिकली हमारा ऑब्जेक्ट ये रहता है कि प्रैक्टिस में हम जाके एक स्पेसिफिक एरिया में स्पेसिफिकली प्रैक्टिस कर सकें। लेकिन जो भी कोर्स हम लोग कवर कर रहे हैं इंस्टीट्यूट मतलब सिलेबस में, उसको हम लोगों को मास्टर नहीं करते। फॉर एन एग्जाम्पल हम लोग IBC की प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं, तो हम लोगों ने 2-3 साल तक IBC की प्रैक्टिस करके अपने लोगों को बनाया कि चलो यू बी ट्रेंड ऑल दिस थिंग्स। तो उससे मतलब व्हाट आई वांट टू से एग्जैक्टली कि इस तरह के वो प्रैक्टिकल जो आगे हमारी प्रैक्टिस में हेल्पफुल हो, आर्किटेक्चर से IBC है, सपोज मैं डिजिटल पेमेंट सॉल्यूशन में काम कर रहा हूँ, मतलब हमारे पैटर्न से लोग हैं, लोगों को इतना नॉलेज देंगे। तो इस तरह के, और ये क्या होगा, समय के साथ आपको चेंज करना पड़ेगा। ये नहीं कि आज आपने कर लिया वो चलता ही रहेगा, क्योंकि सब फास्ट चेंजिंग एरा में आपको चेंज होते रहना पड़ेगा। सो टाइम टू टाइम आपको इस सब चीजों का कवर करते रहना। फॉर एग्जाम्पल KPO का टाइम आ रहा है, आप KPO का कोर्स कवर करते हैं। दुबई में भी सेंटेक जो GST का इशू हो गया, तो भैया आप उसको इमीडिएटली कवर करें ताकि हमारे चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट कम्युनिटी उसको ग्रास्प कर सके। तो इस तरह से प्रैक्टिकल चेंजेस के हिसाब से आपको कवर करते रहना चाहिए और आगे हमारा करियर बिल्ड हो, इस तरह के कोर्स बनाना चाहिए। थैंक यू।
I'm Santosh Agarwal with SR Partner. So basically, my take is like this. Nowadays, we see like 18-19 student wants to get into the CA training and articleship by the time he is around 2021, he wants to get qualified and get into the real world. The entire 2-3 years where he has to be fit for the academic as well as fit for the real world is little bit more stressful. The entire thing, whatever way you want to structure, you want to put more to the academic or more to the assessment. I think you have to balance it out. So if you want to do academic, fine, that's not an issue. But assessment has to be much tougher. Now if the assessment is not there and you're putting a person to the real world, it's like getting a doctor a degree and then you are asking him to practice. And definitely he will not be able to practice successfully because he has no own limitation of learning within the period of 2-3 years. He has to learn the entire bookkeeping is now in the technology driven. Entire, the companies, the large companies, the kind of, the thing they are running, their risk assessments, their control assessments, their use of the taxation and all those things. So it's not, my take is that it's not easy for any student or for any person in 2-3 years time to get to the higher level. So whatever way, I think the assessment has to be better. The COP should not be issued immediately, and then you should assess that this person is fit for
Thank you, Santosh.
Myself, grace of God, I have been mentor of many students of CA Finance, as well as a practitioner and what I am into direct text education. What I have gone through the presentation for the members as well as ICA presentation, we are definitely working hard to meet the requirement of this country. And there is a vision of this country that we should be a developed nation. And we are definitely trying our level best in terms of our syllabus, in terms of our examination, in terms of our quality, that good workforce, good technical workforce should be there to support our developed vision of the developed country. But with this, we need to have one biggest check, what I have observed. And I was teaching to the students at the time also. I am just telling off 2 examples. Don't again feel it personally. 2 examples very important. Section 35 of the Income Tax Act and Section 80G of the Income Tax Act. When I trained a mass of students, every time I warned them that do not go for a small advantage, because we find it few chartered accountants for making short money. They are violating the law and they are really nothing but we can say it's a big spot on the image of the profession. What I recommend is that we are in the race of increasing number of chartered accountants, which is needed, but it should be balanced with ethics and integrity. And for ethics and integrity, what I am now observing, because my son is right now in 12th standard, when I was also a science student and we had a habit of writing journals. So what I feel is that there should be a mechanism whereby the student should write case studies of those chartered accountants who made a spot on the image of ICA, so that they should remember that we should be a chartered accountant of a very big institute and we should not be a part of this scam and we should not spoil the image of this CA and we should have a higher standard for this profession. This is my solution. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I am Vinod Shah. See, I personally, I was a chairman of Board of Studies for 1 year. And let me put 3 or 4 perspectives on the table. I personally believe that the chartered accountants course today or in the past is one of the finest courses for a basic foundation of a student. I personally would not agree that in a CA course you need specialization. No. Today CA course is treated like a MD doctor or an MBA or a company secretary. Whosoever wants to do a specialization in technology, forensic, IBC, valuation, can always pursue like a DM doctor. I don't think that the structure has to change. Structure is one of the finest structure of the institute. One, the articleship, and particularly, I know that it is extremely difficult. How do you enforce employers to provide a good articleship? And that is one of the fundamental problems today. Whosoever are chartered accountants more than 25 years here sitting, I know their quality and compared to other qualities. And one of the basic foundation is the articleship. Unfortunately, that standards with employers are going down. People are just sent on a WhatsApp that please start audit tomorrow. He doesn't know business, he doesn't know audit, he doesn't know what is greeting, he doesn't know what do I do? He doesn't know what is books of accounts. And he only does, today in computer it is all single accounting system. He doesn't know in SAP what is the other leg of the transaction. And it is all communicated on WhatsApp. It is all communicated through our paid CH or the colleague articles who are 3 years or who are seniors. So unless and until
we as employer provide a right training to the students, the purpose of articleship is lost. Why do I need 2.5 years? Why do I need 3 years? So first and foremost, articleship has to be enforced and employer has to be. So let us put it in a part of a peer review that what employers are doing to provide training to the architects. First, in my olden days, even Sunil Bhai's olden days, we used to appear for Sunday test. And that was one of the finest exams of the institute. We started in the institute, but unfortunately, institute does not believe in continuity and certainty. And therefore, every leadership changes, every new idea comes. It's a good idea, but next year that idea changes. So how do you bring certainty to certain decision making of the institute that people don't change with a change in guard? The guard are only for operational, not for certain strategy and certain policy decisions. Somebody said about company law. I was just talking to a president of ICSI and he said that we are actually marketing in the market that institute has made company law as a part of an objective. And therefore, institute has to include company law and other laws as a full paper at the immediate level. Otherwise, the company secretaries are actually doing this marketing. And people who want to practice as an advocate, for them, company law is one of the most important law and other allied laws for any person to practice as an advocate. Now, if this is not taught, then it is something which institute has to look at it. And the last point, somewhere technology is good, technology is required. But today what is happening in our own offices, that if I want to write a letter to the income tax commissioner for penalty or an assessment, I go to ChatGPT. 90% responses chartered accountants write based on ChatGPT. There is completely non-application of mind. There is completely use of technology. We sometimes have become a slave of a technology. Technology is required. There is no option but technology. But you can't replace a human mind. You can't replace a human innovation, and you can't replace a human thinking, which technology cannot do anything. It only helps you to bring efficiency in your processes. It only helps you to bring efficiency of decision making. In the last point about whether should I write on computer or whether should I have a physical. I personally would always have believed that I should write physically. But my view is also changing only because today many students, what happens that during exam preparation they hardly write papers. In their office they always work on laptop. So when you have to write 3 hours in exam on day 1, you actually cannot write for 3 hours. It becomes very difficult. My son appeared for a New York Bar exam. He wrote 3 hours but on computer. It was a subjective paper but on a computer because he could not have written 3 hours physically. My personal view, physical. But days have now changed. Everybody works on laptop, everybody works on iPad. My colleague is writing the notes on the iPad. He has not written on the physical paper. Though Purushottam has given the physical notepad. Okay? Santosh is an old guy, that's why he is writing on physical paper. But I think this one the institute should reconsider that can we allow to write on a computer or because I remember that Mr. Manohar came to Ahmedabad and Manubhai's office inaugurated at 75 years and Manohar exactly said the same thing that we should inculcate a training of writing paper on a computer because everything is on computer and when you want student to write 3 hours, every student will complain, I could not write 3 hours, I could not write all 6 questions. And therefore I think with the changing time, This also change should happen. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Just to add,
Yes, sir, sir.
just to add, I think the getting a chartered accountant needs to see that.
Sir, mic is
So just to add, what we are looking from a chartered accountant that he is able to work in the ecosystem, which is bookkeeping, taxation, contracts, and he is analytic. Now, when we impart the education to him, so now we have completely segregated the training part and the education part, or the exam part, which I think should not be the idea. The idea, because what happens that student says, okay, I have a cutoff of 2 years and then I get into exam and then I'm done. But as we know that things keep on moving and he has to learn when he gets into the profession much more than what he does as an academic. So I think somewhere we have to think it how the learning pattern goes, how a student learns it and how he retains the learning. If we just hire some experts on this and then ICI can take a decision probably much better. Thank you.
Thank you.
We are from Gandhinagar.
My name is C. Sagar, Secretary ICI Gandhinagar branch. Sir, I have 2 words to share. First is awareness. मैं थोड़ा पीछे जाऊंगा, बहुत आगे चलेंगे. स्टूडेंट्स में सर अवेयरनेस की कमी बहुत ज़्यादा है. जैसे कि इंस्टीट्यूट बहुत ज़्यादा अच्छा काम कर रही है. वन एग्जाम्पल इज हर एग्जाम के बाद एग्जामिनर्स कमेंट करके इंस्टीट्यूट वहाँ पे इशू करती है. हर एग्जाम के बाद सब्जेक्ट वाइज हर लेवल का कि वहाँ पे स्टूडेंट्स ने मेजोरिटी ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स ने क्या मिस्टेक की, तो उससे स्टूडेंट्स को बहुत ज़्यादा हेल्प होती है. पर स्टूडेंट्स आर नॉट अवेयर ऑफ इट. सेकेंड वर्ड इज एनवायरमेंट. सर अभी टेक्नोलॉजी केस स्टडीज की बातें कर रहे हैं. एनवायरमेंट अभी सोशल मीडिया का चल रहा है सर. उर्वी सर यहाँ पे बैठे हैं. लिंक्डइन पे सर वो 5-7 लाइन का प्रोफेशनल एथिक्स के कोर्स का कोई एक केस स्टडी डालते थे, 5-7 लाइन का सर, और उसकी इम्पैक्ट बहुत ज़्यादा आती है. तो इंस्टीट्यूट मास लेवल पे सोशल मीडिया का वो एडवांटेज ले सकते हैं कि जो भी केस स्टडीज, जो भी मार्केट में जो भी सिनेरियो बन रहे हैं अच्छे या बुरे, जो सीए ने कुछ अच्छा किया है, कुछ बुरा किया है, जो स्टडीज में केस स्टडीज है, उसके साथ शॉर्ट फॉर्म वीडियोज या फिर लिंक्डइन सोशल मीडिया का यूज बहुत ज़्यादा अच्छा हो सकता है और वो मास लेवल पे बहुत ज़्यादा इम्पैक्ट डालेगा. तो जब स्टूडेंट्स पढ़ रहे हैं तभी से वो स्क्रॉल कर रहा है, उसके दिमाग में जा रहा है हाँ यहाँ पे ओबी सर ने ही लिखा हुआ था, तो सर वो इम्पैक्ट बहुत ज़्यादा देगी. सो ये 2 वर्ड है अवेयरनेस एंड एनवायरनमेंट. थैंक यू सर.
Thank you, sir. Prashant Maheshwari sir wants to say something.
First of all, I should appreciate that our CA curriculum, the way I have seen other professional MBBS or even other engineering courses, I personally feel our CA curriculum is designed very scientifically. Definitely there is always a scope for improvement, it is there in each and every case. Okay, and I think my all senior colleagues, my other peer colleagues have already covered majority of the points. Just few observations on some of the suggestions which were made. First thing we are saying, foundation should be made easy. There was one of the suggestions which was there from one of my colleagues. Just one observation on that. Intermediate and CA final exams are much tougher than foundations. If foundation exam, someone who is struggling to even clear foundation exam, that person will definitely struggle at an intermediate and CA foundation. Someone is not suitable to be a CA, let him decide at the initial stage. That's just one observation, one of the suggestions which my colleagues have given. And Purushottam, you just mentioned on open book exam that we already have, and I have actually discussed this, heard this experience from my article, people who just recently cleared in my offices. Unfortunately, we have many rank holders in our response this time. And one of the observations which was there, which I am just sharing with the team, that this open book exam is for all subjects put together. So that's the reason the students are not clear which book they have to carry. And I think probably even after a number of years of practical experience, if someone will put us a question which can come from anywhere, be it costing, accounting, taxation or anywhere, even we will struggle even after a number of years of experience. Because what feedback I am given is that exam is very tough. And many people fail in that exam because sometimes they struggle. Or rather, you have to consider the timing there. And I think there was a suggestion to have an open book exam for law and tax papers. Rather we make it for some selected paper, for some cases where this open book exam will be there, where more analytical questions can be there, but they can use the books, which is more subject specific. That may be a more meaningful analysis for them.
The next 3 speakers we have to wrap up program to 8:30 and dinner is also waiting. So you can actually just go and follow. So thank you.
Good evening all. First of all, I must congratulate BOS for arranging such kind of meet and to have voice from the side of members and from academia and industry. So I must congratulate Chuk sir and Purushottam sir for this. A few things which I want to convey. Number one, that is related with syllabus. I believe syllabus in a current form is the excellent. The structure of 4, 6, 6. In terms of duration, in every respect, it is the most scientific model what we have in the years. I am connected with academics for the last 2 decades. I have seen the past curriculum as well. Number 2, what Sunil sir said that previously there were around 1,70,000 chartered accountants and today it is 5 lakhs. I will just highlight about the number of students doing CA in 2007 starting at the first level are the same what we have in 2025. So inflow has remained same. Now what might be the reason? Because we are also in some way connected with the placement process. More or less the salary of chartered accountants, beginning salary, starting salary in the year 2007 in a city like Ahmedabad was around 6 lakhs, 7 lakhs. More or less, apart from placement from ICL, in 2025 it has remained the same. So quantity has remained same. This might be one of the reasons. Second reason, that is the quality of input what we have. Everyone is talking about that we are not getting good articles or we are not getting proper articles. Those who are from Ahmedabad would understand it in a better way. We used to get students from the west part of Ahmedabad. Then after the time came where we used to have from the east part of the Ahmedabad. Now if you see the pin code number, they are not from west part, they are not from east part, they are from outskirts. So what has happened and what the students of west part of the Ahmedabad they are doing, they are joining universities like AU, GLS, Nilma, and they are equally getting the same package. And they have one surety that down the line 4 years will have a graduation tag and eventually will have a better life. Whereas there is some element of uncertainty when they join for CA course. So one suggestion which I want to convey, one regarding articleship, a lot I heard. I want to say almost 13,000 chartered accountants in Ahmedabad, maybe around 1,500 firms. But hardly in this attempt there were around 250 students cleared CA intermediate both the groups. So they are not getting articles. We are getting requests from each firm that we want 50 articles. Few of the members are sitting here, they ask for 50 articles and there are no articles. So even we also understand from members' point of view, they are those who are in a practice. रातों रात उनकी रेम्यूनरेशन प्रोफेशन में बढ़ने वाली नहीं है, लेकिन सामने जो आर्टिकल मिल रहा था जो उसे खाना पीना वो हमारा काम भी करता था, वहाँ पे कहीं पे इम्बैलेंस देखने को मिल रहा है. एंड द लास्ट थिंग विच आई वांट टू कन्वे, एक इसका सॉल्यूशन जो मेरे दिमाग में है, आप किसी भी सब्जेक्ट में 50% अगर आपका स्कोर आता है एट एनी लेवल, उसे रिपीट मत करना. करंट अटेम्प्ट में 99 स्टैंडर्ड 99,000 स्टूडेंट्स अपियर हुए फाउंडेशन में, आउट ऑफ विच 15,000 क्लियर. अहमदाबाद में सिर्फ 5 स्कूल है जिसके अंदर 15,000 से ज्यादा स्टूडेंट्स पढ़ते हुए स्कूल्स में. मैं पूरे इंडिया की बात कर रहा हूँ. 99,000 स्टूडेंट्स अपियर, 15,000 क्लियर. अगर उनका एक या दो सब्जेक्ट शायद निकल चुका होता बिकॉज ऑफ 50, व्हेन वी आर नॉट रीटेस्टिंग देयर, दे वुड हैव होप कि मैं जनवरी के अंदर निकाल लूंगा, मई के अंदर. दे वुड बी अ पार्ट ऑफ प्रोसेस. इवेंचुअली इंटर में या फाइनल में वो छोड़ेंगे नहीं. जो 60 का बैरियर अगर 50 पे आ जाए, बिकॉज वी ऑलरेडी टेस्टेड और 50 का उनका स्कोर आ चुका है, उन्होंने रिलीव करना चाहिए. दैट्स ऑल फ्रॉम माय साइड. थैंक यू.
Thank you so much, sir.
If you allow me, I'd like to speak on something. Yes, so on the perception of students, I'd like to speak about something. There was a point discussed about ACC a while ago. तो मैं बस कहना चाहूँगा कि स्टूडेंट्स का स्कूल में पर्सपेक्टिव क्या होता है उसके ऊपर. So there is a perception created in the school like from 9th standard that CA बहुत मुश्किल होता है. They fear CA And ACCA use that fear to enter into the market and like students like to go there because CA बस हार होता है. Due to personal experiences मेरे खुद के दोस्त ऐसे हैं जो करना चाहते थे CA पर just because of the perception created और वो लोग ACCA ज्वाइन किए, उन्होंने सब ACCA का किया, जबकि मेरे कहने पर भी मेरे समझाने पर भी क्योंकि being the son of Purushottam Khattar, I have exposure from the beginning, like from my birth, तो मुझे पता है कि CA अगर मेहनत करो तो होता है, पर वो एक्सपोजर उनको नहीं मिलता. So that's the thing that और एक और चीज़ भी है कि CA में क्वालिटी फोकस ओवर क्वांटिटी है, someone rightly said, but ACCA में क्या है क्वांटिटी को ज़्यादा प्रेफर करते हैं और स्टूडेंट्स को क्या लगता है कि उनको अपने एग्जाम शीट पे फेल लिखा हुआ दिखना जरूरी नहीं है, मतलब उनको ऐसा डर लगता है कि मुझे फेल नहीं होना है ये वगैरह. तो ACCA की पासिंग परसेंटेज बहुत ज़्यादा है तो उनको वही लगता है कि हाँ हम क्लियर हो जाए तो ACCA कर लेते हैं वगैरह वगैरह. तो इसलिए मैं चाहता हूँ कि स्कूल में अर्ली ऑन से, जैसा कि आपने कहा कि 6th स्टैंडर्ड से अकाउंट्स का कोर्स चालू करोगे, वैसे ही CA के बारे में थोड़ा एक्सपोजर और मिलना चाहिए.
We are into the two past chairperson, Chetan Patel sir, Sunil Sanghvi sir, if they want to contribute.
I am Chetan Patel. Sir, just a couple of points to add here. First, very important thing is we all talk about articleship experience, and every students are getting articleship in various civil firms, from corporation firm to the large firm. So, can we have an online module wherein any corporation firm can also have onboarding process in the CA firm? Because what happens is the large firm has onboarding process where they explain about timeliness, they explain about discipline, they explain about commitment, they explain about the everything. But small corporation may not have that exposure. So if you are able to have an online articleship module where the CA can just run the module on the day of joining articleship, after 1 month, after 2 months, it talks about the office discipline, it talks about the documentation part, then I think it will be useful.
Gentlemen, we are coming with e-diary very next month. Okay. To giving the all informations to the student, and it's compulsory for they have to entry regularly. Otherwise, they will not get the comparison certificate.
Great, wonderful. Second suggestion was basically as a CA student, we have a lot of practical courses. We take out GM, CS, IT, everything. But till the time these courses marks are linked to my examination result, it won't be have more sincereness. So probably if you are able to modify our exam scores into 2 parts. One part may be some small part can be a rating or ranking for like GMCS or competitive courses. Then I think it will be a good where they have more sincerity on that part and analytical skills which can be more increased in the course sector. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chetan sir. From the real past chairmen of Gandhidham branch, if they want to add something.
Thank you very much for the sir for joining us. Sir, thank you so much, sir, because of his pre-commitment service to you. Sir, thank you so much for joining and embracing the event.
Thank you very much for providing me an opportunity. I think before I give suggestions, कुछ चीज़ ऐसी जो सबने शायद अपने CA स्टडी के टाइम में सुनी होगी, जैसे मैंने भी सुनी है. गुजराती में पूछ रहे थे कई कॉलेजમાંથી CA કરે અને કયા સબ્જેક્ટમાં CA કરે. I think these few questions I have heard during my study life 20 years back. So the point is, 2 things I believe that it might be missing. One is classroom studies. I don't know how it can be incorporated in our course, but the classroom studies which we really miss, if it can be incorporated like post-qualification, like expertise degree, like something like this, it will have the classroom studies. And few speakers have expressed the things about the compared with the doctors, MBBS, MD and all this, but they are working for 10 years after 12, and our course is almost 4 to 5 years, so it is definitely not comparable. But yes, अगर हम CA के बाद एक्स्ट्रा सर्टिफिकेशन कोर्सेज की मैं बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ. माय पॉइंट इज प्रैक्टिकली एक डिग्री की बात कर रहा हूँ, जैसे CA इन लिंग्विस्टिक्स, CA इन डायरेक्ट टेक्स्ट. इफ इट कैन बी डन वो क्लासरूम स्टडीज के साथ अगर हम कर सकते हैं, then that would be the really impactful, because अभी इंस्टीट्यूट नई गाइडलाइंस भी चेंज करी कोड ऑफ एथिक्स में, where we can show our expertise in core areas. तो अगर हमारे पास वो क्वालिफिकेशन है, it would be very easy for us to showcase that I am working in, let's say, CA litigation, GST, direct tax, indirect tax. It has to be educationally qualified degree apart from our routine CA degree. This is what I wanted to. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Animeshwari. We have with us our Ahmedabad branch ITOC faculty, Ethel Kotak madam with us, if she wants to add something.
So being a faculty in training sessions, I would suggest कि syllabus तो आ जाता है, लेकिन यहाँ पे branch level पे जब implement करना होता है, they allocate to the faculties on their availability rather than fix as decided by the HO. So I suggest कि as should be decided by the HO.
May you please ask or someone to take also something.
Good evening, all of you. First of all, thanks for this session, and it was very nice to hear from the seniors. Being an academician since long, I can say कि हमें दो तरफ के छोटे-छोटे प्रॉब्लम हैं. एक तो हमें CA को इजी करना है, जैसे किसी ने बोला, आपके सर ने बोला कि CA को इजी बताना है, बच्चों में से डर दूर करना है. साथ में ये भी बोल रहे हैं कि 3 अटेम्प्ट करनी है, बहुत सी आ रहे हैं मार्केट में, एम्प्लॉयमेंट कैसे मिलेगा. So this can't do simultaneously. If you want to make CA easy, then we need to face a challenge. कि CA बढ़ेंगे तो हमें उनको कुछ ना कुछ तरीके से एम्प्लॉयमेंट देना पड़ेगा. For that, the suggestion was for someone, मैं उसको थोड़ा सा एक लाइन में खत्म करूँगा कि स्ट्रक्चर में मेरे हिसाब से कोई लंबा चेंज करने की जरूरत नहीं है, कोई जरूरत नहीं. 466 परफेक्ट चल रहा है. जो हमने नहीं लिया लॉ तो हम उस फॉर्म में ले रहे हैं. आई डोंट थिंक सो दैट शुड बी मेजर चेंज रिक्वायर्ड इन दी करिकुलम. हमने सब तरीके से किया, हमने केस लॉ कर दी, हमने MCQ कर दिया, 30% कर दिया, ओपन बुक एग्जाम कर दिया, वो सब बराबर चल रहा है. सिर्फ मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है कि जो मैं MCS को हमेशा कहता हूँ स्टूडेंट को कि जो CA के एग्जाम दी और उसके बाद बंदा जब मार्केट में टेस्ट करेगा, वो जो 45-50 डेज है, अगर उसमें कुछ उसको एवेल्यूएशन किया जाए, या तो आप ऐसा कुछ भी समझो कि आप जैसे लिस्ट मैंने अपने हिसाब से बनाया कि आप IPO, स्टार्टअप, ड्यू डिलिजेंस, वैल्यूएशन, ड्राफ्टिंग, लिटिगेशन असेसमेंट, रियल एस्टेट, हॉस्पिटैलिटी, देयर आर गिफ्ट सिटी, देयर आर सो मेनी पॉइंट्स जहां स्टूडेंट को आप ऐसा बोलो कि तुमको CA होने के बाद के 3 महीने 6 महीने साल में 3 सर्टिफिकेट कोर्स कर ले, उसको अपने हिसाब से कर रहे हैं, तो शायद बंदा अपना नाम नहीं छोड़ेगा. बाकी तो ऑल इज गुड, ऑल इज वेल. एंड वंस अगेन Pushpamji, thank you very much for this opportunity and very good for the this open session. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. We will have a quick last couple of suggestions. Swati Panchal wants to add something.
Yes, last. जहाँ तक मैं ऑब्जर्व कर रही हूँ, मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है कि गवर्नमेंट इज मूविंग वेरी फास्टर, टेक्नोलॉजी उससे भी ज़्यादा फास्ट मूवमेंट कर रही है. बट इफ वी सी द ICI, मे बी द DOS और ICI ओवरऑल, हर एक या 2 दिन में हम RBI का पूरा देखते हैं, पूरा कवर पेज आता है बिजनेस स्टैंडर्ड इकोनॉमिक टाइम्स में. बट ICI की तरफ से DOS जैसे कि जो स्टूडेंट्स लेवल पे अवेयरनेस करनी है वो बहुत ही कम है. तो आई थिंक अवेयरनेस नीड्स टू बी स्प्रेड. और पहले ऐसा था कि जब भी कोई CA ज्वाइन कर रहा था तब 2 ही क्वेश्चंस उसको पूछते थे कि आपको कॉर्पोरेट में जॉब करनी है या फिर प्रैक्टिस में जाना चाहते हो. बट नाउ द सिनेरियो इज कंप्लीटली चेंजिंग. मेनी मोर पीपल, मेनी मोर स्टूडेंट्स आर नाउ लाइक गोइंग फॉर एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप. तो CA का मुझे लग रहा है कि थोड़ा रीपैकेजिंग और लेबलिंग और ब्रांडिंग भी वही हिसाब से करना चाहिए कि इफ यू वांट टू बी द एंटरप्रेन्योर देन आल्सो डू जॉइन द CA करिकुलम. तो मुझे लग रहा है कि एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप पे भी गवर्नमेंट फोकस कर रही है, तो CA करिकुलम को भी वो हिसाब से फोकस रहना चाहिए. सो द फर्स्ट इज द अवेयरनेस, सेकंड इज द एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप, एंड फॉर दैट आल्सो द CA करिकुलम इज द बेस्ट. देयर नीड्स टू बी कम्युनिकेटेड. और जैसे IAS है तो जनरल नॉलेज इज आल्सो द मस्ट. तो मुझे लग रहा है कि बहुत सारे बार क्या होता है कि CA बनने के लिए बस लोग रट्टा और मगअप करके कैसे भी करके वो क्लियर कर देते हैं. तो मुझे लग रहा है कहीं ना कहीं जनरल नॉलेज जो उसके ऊपर भी थोड़ा फोकस करना चाहिए. And being into the DOS, it is the fundamental responsibility to mold the student at the 360-degree angle. बहुत सारे बार क्या हो रहा है कि जस्ट फंडामेंटल्स आपके काफ़ी क्लियर है, बट यू आर नॉट द प्रेजेंटेबल. आपकी प्रेजेंटेशन स्किल्स नहीं है, यू डोंट हैव द कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स, पब्लिक स्पीकिंग आप में नहीं है, तो यू आर नॉट एबल टू. आप सीए बन गए, कॉर्पोरेट में आपको जॉब भी मिल गई, बट यू आर नॉट एबल टू कम्युनिकेट, यू आर नॉट एबल टू गिव एनी प्रेजेंटेशन. तो आपकी सैलरी में वैसे भी 5-10% या 5-10 lakhs का पैकेज आपका वहाँ पे कम हो रहा है. एंड एवरीवन इज गोइंग ग्लोबल. तो ग्लोबल मार्केट में कॉम्पिटिशन के कंटेक्स्ट में जैसे ऑक्सफर्ड है, हार्वर्ड है, जो वो इंटरनेशनल स्टैंडर्ड्स का भी हम थोड़ा कंपैरिजन करके, जो गैप एनालिसिस करके वो भी कैसे इम्प्लीमेंट कर पाए और हमारा सीए का ब्रांडिंग कैसे स्ट्रॉन्ग करे. I think there needs to be considered and focused.
Point well taken. If I'm sure, Purushottam sir will correct me. Sir, जो मैंने communication skill का बोला, तो what I have heard is, sir, if this correct me if I'm wrong, an institute in short time is coming up with a 30 days residential course. Post qualification of chartered accountancy. अभी जो GOCS बैच चल रहा है उसका certificate please throw some light on that stuff.
We are coming to the 1 month full course at Center of Excellence, already suggested by Chuksa. Somehow we can discuss at council. And I thanks everyone who has given the suggestion. If you have not given suggestion, still you have a paper, you can suggest us. Google form आपके साथ में है और आप वैसे में अप्रोचेबल उल्टा बैठे सब मेरे को पर्सनल जाते हैं, उल्टा मेरे को ज़्यादा पर्सनल होगी, सजेशन दोगे तो ज़्यादा अच्छे से पहुँचेगा. So I request Secretary of Branch to propose one report of thanks. Thank you.
फ्रेंड्स, बेसिकली क्या होता है जब आप किसी भी आइडियाज़ को या किसी भी माइंड को कंसीव करते हो, तो ये भी जो प्रोग्राम की जो रूपरेखा जो तैयार की गई हमारे वाइस चेयरमैन साहब का जो ब्रेन चाइल्ड है पुरुषोत्तम भाई का, तो मैं आपको इतना ही बताना चाहूँगा कि पूरा जो स्ट्रक्चर है वो यही है कि कुछ सजेशन जो यहाँ से मिली है वो बहुत ही यूजफुल रहेगी. और मेरा अपना बिलीव है कि यदि पूरे स्किल को हम मैप करते हैं तो 2 हिस्सों में डिवाइड करते हैं. टेक्निकल सब्जेक्ट है और एक सॉफ्ट स्किल है. तो जो हमारा हार्डकोर स्किल है, क्योंकि ये डेवलप करता है आपके ओवर ए पीरियड ऑफ टाइम, जैसे आप जिस भी पार्टिकुलर सब्जेक्ट के ऊपर डील करते हैं. और जो सॉफ्ट स्किल है वो आपकी हैबिट है. आप कम्युनिकेशन जिस तरीके से करना चाहते हैं, आप उसको इम्प्रूव अपॉन करने के लिए हर ग्रुप में मैं बात करूंगा कि मस्ट फॉर्म ए स्मॉलर ग्रुप ऑफ 5 to 7 पीपल अराउंड, जो सेम लोकेलिटी में रहते होंगे या सेम ऑफिस में रहते होंगे. मस्ट स्पेंड सम टाइम, मे बी मतलब once in 15 days or once in a 1 month टाइम, कि आपका जो डेवलपमेंटल मॉडल है एक तो पोस्ट क्वालिफिकेशन है, एक स्टूडेंट्स के टाइम पे है. स्टूडेंट्स के टाइम पे बिकॉज ऑफ द ICI बीइंग ए कॉरेस्पॉन्डेंस कोर्स, CA बीइंग ए कॉरेस्पॉन्डेंस कोर्स, इसकी बहुत सारी लिमिटेशंस हैं. क्योंकि बच्चा कहाँ बैठा हुआ है, वो एक मुफस्सिल टाउन में बैठा हुआ है, मुफस्सिल एरिया में बैठा हुआ है, एक अच्छी सिटी में बैठा हुआ है, एक मेट्रो सिटी में बैठा हुआ है. तो बहुत सारे चैलेंजेस इस तरीके के हैं जो प्रैक्टिकली जो है हम समझते हैं कि ICI लेवल पे पॉसिबल नहीं होते. आर्टिकलशिप स्टैंडर्डाइज होनी चाहिए. आर्टिकलशिप के दौरान जो है जो उसकी लर्निंग है वो प्रोसेस के अंदर एक वैल्यू एडिशन होना चाहिए. वो सब बातें बहुत अच्छी हैं, मतलब उसमें कुछ ना कुछ ICI, जैसे अभी हमने ई-डायरी की बात करी, वो भी शुरू कर रहे हैं. और कहीं ना कहीं एक मॉडल है कि आप कुछ कोलैबोरेट करके 2-3-4 फर्म कोलैबोरेट करके वीकली ट्रेनिंग, अपने किसी का बड़ा ऑफिस है तो उसके ऑफिस में दूसरे आसपास के आर्टिकल्स को भी कर सकते हैं. तो इस तरह के जो सो मोटो या सेल्फ ओरिएंटेड चीज़ें हैं वो मेंबर से मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूँगा, those who are into the practice must develop that kind of the techniques also which self create the professional image. तो इस तरह के जो सेल्फ मोटिवेटेड या सेल्फ रेगुलेटेड चीज़ें हैं या सेल्फ क्रिएटेड चीज़ें हैं उनके ऊपर भी थोड़ा सा हम ध्यान दें. और मैं यंग मेंबर से यही कहूँगा कि नथिंग विल कम टू यू ऑटोमेटिकली. जो ICI ने आपको देना था स्टूडेंट टाइम में वो दे दिया। अब आपका टर्न है, आपके एक एक्स्ट्रा स्टेप से जो है आप प्रोफेसर को दे रहे हैं, प्रोफेसर की इमेज बिल्ड कर रहे हैं। यदि आप कोई CFO बैठा है यहाँ पे और वो CEO बनना चाहता है, तो उसके मॉडल के अंदर विदाउट क्रिएटिंग ए लीडरशिप क्वालिटी और विदाउट अंडरस्टैंडिंग द होलिस्टिकली द बिजनेस, तो वो नहीं बन सकता CEO। तो वो जो ICI ने जो है बहुत सारे मॉडल, मैं भी जैसे CMIB को एक मेंबर कमेटी फॉर मेंबर इंडस्ट्री एंड बिजनेस को लीड करता था, तो एक प्रोग्राम किया था हमने, बिजनेस लीडरशिप डेवलपमेंट प्रोग्राम। वुमेन लीडरशिप के लिए हमने एक प्रोग्राम किया था, क्योंकि हमारे जितने भी टॉप लीडरशिप हम देखते हैं CFO लेवल पे ज़्यादा नजर आती है, ज़्यादा मतलब हमारे मेल मेंबर ज़्यादा नजर आते हैं, फीमेल मेंबर उस संख्या में नहीं आते। तो हमने एक स्पेसिफिक प्रोग्राम टारगेटिंग द वुमेन लीडरशिप को कैसे मोटिवेट किया जाए, कैसे इंस्पायर किया जाए, तो जिसमें हमारी ऑनरेबल उस समय देन हमारी ऑनरेबल मिनिस्टर स्मृति ईरानी भी आई थी, कि हाउ टू बिल्ड दैट काइंड ऑफ द माइंड फ्रेम या दैट काइंड ऑफ जील एंड दैट काइंड ऑफ द डीप इन योर माइंड, कि जिससे आपकी जो अपने प्रति जो है आपकी जो डिजायर है, जो बर्निंग डिजायर है, वो कैसे क्रिएट हो कि भाई आप CEO बनना चाहते हैं। तो वो जो है सेल्फ मोटिवेशन चाहिए होता है। मैं आपको इतनी एश्योर करवाता हूँ कि जो आज सजेशन आए हैं दैट विल बी डेफिनेटली बी टेकन केयर, और जो हमारे पुरुषोत्तम खंडेलवाल जी की प्राइम रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है इस प्रोजेक्ट को लेके, और इस प्रोजेक्ट का जो है पूरा जो रूपरेखा जो तैयार की गई है, मैं उम्मीद करता हूँ वो एक अच्छे रिजल्ट पे, जब भी कोई काम जो है इस तरीके से शुरू किया जाता है वो अच्छे तरीके से उसका समापन होता है। तो ये जो आज का प्रोग्राम है उसका समापन भी अच्छा हुआ, और इसकी जो नेक्स्ट सीरीज है जो और जगह पे चलेगी, उसके बाद जब हम कंक्लूड करेंगे, उसके बाद में पूरा व्यू लेंगे टोटल अंडरस्टैंडिंग का, वो भी एक बहुत अच्छे तरीके से चलेगा। मैं ज़्यादा समय न लेते हुए आपसे इतनी कहूँगा कि हमारा एक जो है आपके पास गूगल फॉर्म पहुँचा होगा, नहीं तो आपको भिजवा दिया जाएगा। यदि आपके और कोई एडिशनल सजेशन भी होंगे, यू कैन कम्युनिकेट टू द बोर्ड ऑफ स्टडी थ्रू दी मेल मैकेनिज्म आल्सो, जिसमें थ्रू आप मेल भेज पाएंगे, तो वो भी आपके सजेशन जो है वो भी ड्यूली बीइंग टेकन केयर। तो मैं धन्यवाद भी करूँगा, और हमारे टीम को जो है मैं माइकअप समझता हूँ कि हाउ दे विल प्रोसीड फर्दर।
First of all, thank you to everyone for taking time in a working day and coming over here in a short notice. And respected Ansar, Chuk sir, C.S. Reddy sir, in absentia से पुरुषोत्तम खंडेलवाल sir and Chairman Sir Agrawal. Most important here कि सर यहाँ पे अपने जो जितने भी फीडबैक मिले, सर मिक्स फीडबैक मिले, and सबसे most important था सर यहाँ पे आज जो अपने इम्यूनिटीज थे हमारे, who was even past CCM, past chairman of the branch, past regional council members, members of industries, members from factories, academics, and even students of there. And so, sir, this make this program much more effective and much more fruitful for us. As sir said in the starting that he is going to get feedback across India from across branches, and it is going to help us to make our course much more fruitful for the coming generation and for the new students over here. So let's build up our CA much more helpful for future, and let's जो इंडिया में जबरदस्त लोग बोलते हैं बहुत CA चाहिए इंडिया वालों को, and let's our community becomes much more stronger. Thank you everyone for coming over here. The day is waiting for you all. Thank you.